Hello everyone, welcome back to the Forever World. This is episode 7, I'm pretty sure. And as you can see, I have a beacon. And yeah, so also it's pink. If you look in here, we have a piece of pink stained glass. So, last episode did a few things, finished up the home renovations, killed the wither, which is obviously why I have a beacon. And I finished maxing out my armor and tools, and yeah, pretty much everything's going quite well. And in this episode, I'm gonna start doing the village renovations. This is a thing that I even thought of in episode 1 and talked about, that I'm gonna renovate this entire village and it's gonna look pretty freaking awesome. So today I'm gonna start out with building this house. As you can see, this house has been chopped in half because of the temporary iron farm that I had right here. And yeah, this area is looking a lot cleaner. If you remember, I had the melon farm, almost said pumpkin. In between episodes, I just completely removed it. Also, as you can see, our sheep forces have increased. So we got lots of orange wool. Don't know if it's gonna be enough for building, but I'm gonna try to incorporate it in the first house that I try to build. And before we get into the building, I'm gonna stand on top of this beacon and give a quick notebook rundown. So let's open it and talk about what I did. So first, I farmed up a shulker box of red sandstone, a shulker box of orange terracotta, and a bit of acacia logs, because farming acacia trees is very annoying, but I have a few stacks and it's definitely gonna be more than enough. Also, I farmed cows, cooked a lot of meat. I killed pretty much all the cows that I had except for a few, and I have like 2 stacks of steak ready to be eaten. I removed the melon farm and I did a bit of terraforming over there on the right, but I'm obviously gonna have to do a bit more after I build all the houses. Made the castle area out of sand. If you look at it, it's quite noticeable. Made the surrounding area out of sand, and there's still more details that I'm gonna want to add, like add sandstone in the sand and add like bits popping out and stuff, and just make it less flat and bland, just like the sandstone castle itself. I made less flat and bland with all of these extra thingies. Next, I farmed wood. Yeah, pretty simple. I took down the entire tree farm and replanted it, so I have a lot of extra wood. And then I made a automatic pumpkin farm. If we see this trapdoor and we go down here, we have an entire automatic pumpkin farm that hasn't had anything grow yet because I just built it like yesterday, I think. No, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, but I wasn't on this world yesterday. It hasn't had a chance to make any melons yet, pumpkins I mean, but it's there, it's growing, because I want to incorporate jack-o'-lanterns into the houses for lighting and decoration, because they're very good blocks for for lighting, and they just look great. I do have some pumpkins right now, so I feel like 30 for one house is more than enough. But yeah, jack-o'-lanterns are very good for lighting because they look cool and they have a nice orange color, so they fit well with definitely like a build like these. Next, I pillaged the hay bales. So pretty much I found nearby villages, flew around and stole their hay bales, and then I sold it to farmers to set up melon trade. So we have 3 composters there. I leveled up these farmers and they buy melons right now, but the trades are quite bad. So I should consider where I should make a zombie villager transition chamber, where I'm gonna make my villagers into zombie villagers and then cure them to make trade prices very cheap. And pretty much this area is where I'm gonna do it, because this is like the open area with no houses, and I feel like it's just a good area to like build something cool, so that's where it's gonna be. And then dragon egg shrine. So pretty much I thought about this place like right here while I was farming these sugarcane. I was like, there's just this bridge and little island here, so why not make a cool shrine there and place the dragon egg there? So I had a few ideas about that, so maybe I'll do that in this episode as well. Did a quick rundown of the notebook, and let's collect all of my building materials, which are here. Place them so I can show you. We got a whole bunch of red sandstone. We got a whole bunch of orange terracotta, because I thought that they're quite similar blocks, and this one's a bit darker, so it's gonna be quite good for some texturing. And then multiple stacks of acacia logs and just some extra bits I got when harvesting the stuff. And also, I thought that this much acacia is definitely gonna be enough because I'm gonna be destroying the house and rebuilding it in the same spot, and they're all made out of acacia already, so I will be getting quite a bit of acacia wood from just the houses themselves. Also, if you notice, we have a few kitty cats, so I just tamed them because they spawned into this sandstone castle, so I thought might as well. And yeah, pretty much it's time to just go build this thing. Also, I built the beacon here because I needed to dig this space out here down there, and I was like, might as well, because quite a lot of stone to dig. So sadly, you missed me building this beacon for the first time and missed me getting the achievement, but it's fine, it's fine. One quite weird thing about beacons and haste 2 is the fact that you don't insta-mine wood even with efficiency 5, and even if you have a netherite axe. So like, it's kind of weird in my opinion, because you insta-mine stone with even a diamond pickaxe at efficiency 5, but a efficiency 5 netherite axe doesn't even insta-mine wood. Just very weird, because even without haste 2, you mine it pretty much at the same speed as with haste 2. So that's why it's kind of weird to me. I don't know. Mojang, if you're listening, please make that change. Mojang is definitely not watching my video, that's for sure. Also, now that I'm looking, I feel like I have too much orange, because like the entire houses are just gonna be very orange. So I feel like I shoulda at least like got one extra block. These houses have some yellow to switch it up a bit, but I'm just gonna build the first one. We'll see how it turns out. So let's just start building. I want to keep like the spirit of the previous house that was here, but I also want to like remake it into a cooler one. Okay, I don't mind this front design, it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna try my best to make sure the patterns don't repeat too much. So we got these little cornerstones here with this cut sandstone. I really like this design of the cut sandstone. You got a little cute wither on there. We got this cool little wall for like for a window here. Still haven't decided what kind of windows I'll use, but I do have an idea. Also, sadly, this wall doesn't line up with the door perfectly, but I mean, it's fine. I like the wall there. And I know I said I won't have them repeating, but I do want to have some symmetry, so this is gonna be pretty much the same wall on each side. And then for the corner, I'll sub in regular red sandstone. And honestly, for the back wall, I think this design with just sandstone walls connected, pretty nice. Wish I could make cut sandstone walls with this, but sadly you can't. And let's put some wood in there to make it a bit different. Now I'm kind of realizing that this house is actually very big. I feel like I should have thought about that a bit. Wanted to make it just a little bit bigger, but it turned out into like a 7x7 house. I wanted like a 5x5, but that would have been quite small in comparison, so like I guess this is also fine. But we got this cool little floor design, and I'm actually gonna put a jack-o'-lantern in the middle to light up the room from the middle, and I think that looks just pretty cool. Now for the roof, I'm gonna try to keep it similar to what the house looked like previously, so pretty much kind of like that design, except on a bit of a bigger scale. Okay, I like this kinda. I'm gonna make it go up towards the middle, but I'm not gonna make it like entirely like a pyramid. I don't want it to be too pointy. And honestly, I'm gonna incorporate some of the orange terracotta here. I honestly kind of forgot that I have it, but I'm just gonna have placed in the corners like this, where you can see it peek through the stairs. I feel like that's pretty good. Okay, so this is the design I kind of cooked up. As you can see, we have the stairs going up here. Then we got slabs here in the middle. We have one stair to kind of make it not super even. Then we have slabs going around here. And then here we have a stair layer. And then finally some orange terracotta with a little jack-o'-lantern in the middle. I think it looks alright, but I feel like this orange terracotta is missing something. These trapdoors kind of help. Let's make some more. Okay, I like that. It makes it look cooler. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Let's remove this. That's it for the outside. I think that was pretty easy to design. Thing is, there are some things that I need to tweak. This like corner area does look quite bland. I feel like some extra details are needed. Okay, I made this corner a bit more extra, added some walls and some stairs and some trapdoors. If I do that on all sides, I think it's gonna look just a bit better. Just needs some more, you know, it feels too flat, especially here. I feel like something is needed. We do this, it makes it less flat. Okay, I added some sandstone stairs and I think that it looks quite good. To be fair, not to glaze myself too much, but I think I like how this looks. Definitely doesn't look as flat as if we look on the other side. Yeah, this definitely adds just more to the build. Now for this wall, yes, it's pretty flat, but I mean that's kind of the point. Let's cover that top there. Let's just repeat what I did here on the other side. I just need to craft some more things. Go like this, go like this, do this, do a little bit of this and this, this and this. Do the same here, and there we go. We look at the outside area, looks pretty good. I think this side also, this kind of little thing is needed to keep it not as flat. And then here at the front, if I repeat that design, it's also gonna cover up the fact that this isn't like, either way I have to cover this up from the inside. Okay, well I think the exterior design is complete of this first house. I think it looks pretty good. What I would like to do is include some more lighting to it. And yes, I said jack-o'-lanterns, but just putting jack-o'-lanterns randomly isn't gonna look good. I'm gonna put two in the front. I feel like that just looks fine as a little Halloween decoration. Or I could place it here and cover it with trapdoors, and that does look a bit better, so let's do that. Okay, there we go. I think that looks pretty cool. I don't think I'll do it on this side though, because it just feels like too much. This is like the entrance, so it kind of fits. What I do think I'll do is just put them in the corner with a little trapdoor like this, because I just feel like there needs to be some sort of light coming from the bottom here in those corners. Oh my god, it's thundering. I think with that, the exterior design is indeed fully complete for this cool little house. That took only like 10-15 minutes for just one house, but if we look around, there are like 10 houses, and each of them are different, and some are closer to each other than others, so I won't be able to just go for this big type of design. Oh my god, there's a drowned. Okay, well, since the exterior design is done, it's time for the interior. So I'm just gonna pretty much be doing what I did with the roof, but from the inside. Alright, well, we got this cool little ceiling. We got a jack-o'-lantern from the top, one at the bottom in the middle. I think that looks quite cool. And now for the windows, I'm smelting up some glass here. I need a bone, I need lapis, and then light blue dye, and from that I'm gonna make light blue stained glass, then light blue stained glass panes. We place them in. I like that. There we go. And now for the beds, I'm just gonna do some blue design like this, and there we go. We have some nice beds lined up for the villagers here. Pretty much this first house is complete, so let me know what you think of the house in the comments. If you think I could make any improvements, add something on the interior perhaps, aside from the beds. And everything's gonna look way better once I start adding in red sand instead of the grass. And now I feel like it's time to redesign this house. This one's a bit more interesting, and it's very close to this one, so maybe I'll scooch it over a couple of blocks. So let's start chopping it down. And as you can see, just from chopping down this house, I have this many materials to build with, so it's like not even like I really need that much, to be honest. So I'm just gonna mark down the stairs here to make sure I know where to like begin the build. I'm gonna make these pillars out of orange terracotta because I want to incorporate it more, because on that house I pretty much barely used it, only like for the top. So we got some decent looking pillars here. I don't mind the design of them. Is there a trident guy here? Oh my god, give me a trident, please. Please. Come on. I sadly did not get one. I feel like jack-o'-lanterns in here will look pretty cool. I'm kind of thinking about how I want to put the walls on. Don't want to make it as cramped as it was before, so I'm gonna try to make it a bit wider. Alright, I like this front design quite a bit. Right, the side walls I left a bit open for some glass. Let's go ahead and add these glass panes. Also got a cool idea to use some more walls. We place them here. They'll connect and it will look quite cool. And with the glass, yeah, that looks nice. I like that. And the one thing that it's missing now the most is just a roof. Okay, so this is the roof I came up with. Didn't want to keep it too flat, but I also didn't want to make it as pointy as I did it with this one. In the very middle, I didn't want to make it completely flat, so I added a jack-o'-lantern to make sure the top is lit up, and a couple of stairs to support it because it looks cooler like that. Covered it with trapdoors because it just makes it look better, and put some extra on the sides. So let's take a step back. Yeah, I think it looks very similar to the previous one in terms of shape, but it just looks better, honestly. Now the villagers are probably wanting to go to sleep soon, so if we take a look at the inside, still gonna do the ceiling, but I can place beds like this and we'll be able to have 6 beds and make sure that it's not too cramped. Okay, I think it looks quite good now. I just also need to cover this up. Honestly, I thought that perhaps a table, makeshift little table, is required for houses like these. Yeah, that's nice. Also got one in this one. Ooh, we have some villagers in here already. Guess they moved from that house because I didn't finish it in time. Let's just put a couple tables here. Yeah, there we go. That just adds a bit of personality to the build because the houses themselves by default usually have these types of tables. Oh, also I forgot to mention one thing. If you have a keen eye, you may have already noticed it in my inventory. There's a little button that sorts my inventory. While I was doing some off-camera chores and stuff, I thought that perhaps a sorting inventory and chest thing would be very useful because it just gets really annoying when you have messy chests and stuff, and sorting them by hand also gets quite tedious. So I thought adding that is just gonna be pretty useful. So yeah, the interior looks quite cool. I like it. It's just very cozy. The jack-o'-lanterns lighting makes it very cozy with this orange design. The front looks quite interesting. Yeah, I think I kept the soul, the main idea of the regular village house in this build, but I also reformed it to look just cooler in my opinion. Oh my god, look at it. Wait, that's a trident guy. Did he drop it? Nope. Well, now the iron golem is mad at me, which isn't great. Try to kill the trident baby zombie before he did, and I actually hit him. Okay, well, this episode I did 2 of these houses. And I think for this one, that's gonna be enough of these houses. Obviously, I'm gonna do more in the next episode. Okay, now, it's time to make this fountain. I've had the sign up since I built this base, which was in episode 2, which is kind of crazy. Already at episode 7, and the design I had in mind is gonna be pretty simple. I'm just gonna grab some sandstone because as you can see, there's not much space to really do anything here. Let's make one like that, one like the other, place a slab here, and pretty much I'm just gonna have water running from here, and I need to make sure that it doesn't like flow randomly everywhere. Some stairs, and we have this little place here for the water. Let's go grab more. Okay, there we go. Now that I look at it, I kind of don't like this top because if you just look at this bottom part, it's fine, but if you look at it from further, it connects to the top, so I do not like that. What I'm gonna do is just place one stair and have the water come out from it. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Place smooth sandstone there, place these here, and the glass, and that looks pretty cool. So to be fair, I feel like that's gonna be like all for this one. Did quite a lot, but honestly it doesn't even feel like I did that much, but I actually did quite a decent amount. So like I built these 2 houses, completely remade the default acacia design into something cooler that I envisioned, and yeah, it looks quite great. This house I like quite a lot. I'd say I like this one more because it's more unique. It's like standing up, which is just cool. So I built these 2 houses, made a cool little fountain in my sandstone castle. Okay, here I am. So pretty much what I want to do, replace the surrounding area of this house with the sand and see just how it looks. I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload this video, possibly in like a week from now, but it is Halloween today, so happy Halloween. Well, for you it's late Halloween. Today's actually the first time I've watched a horror movie just by myself, and it was okay. It wasn't a very scary one. I watched it, and it's definitely not a very scary one. But I did enjoy it a decent amount, and I feel like I'm gonna try to watch more horror movies. Never been really a fan of them, but that's just because I haven't really watched many. Fun little fact, it's Halloween. It instantly blends in more with the surroundings. I'm definitely gonna have to do more terraforming and changing everything in the sand. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm quite sure it turned out to be quite a long one, but if you want to see more videos, please leave a like and subscribe. If you subscribe and you turn the notifications on, you'll be notified when I upload, and you'll be able to watch it. Whoa, you definitely didn't know that. Leave a comment, please, if you're watching. Please comment anything. If you made it to this stage of the video, comment milk. If you like milk, you know. If you don't, then that's your problem. But if you do, leave a comment and say milk. So yeah, pretty much that's gonna be all for this one. The houses look cool, and next time they're gonna look even cooler. So yeah, that's when I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.